If you're wondering, what am I looking at right now? Sayonara Wild Hearts is a trippy endless runner collect-a-thon rhythm game. Controls are simple. You move with the left stick and complete the rhythm QuickTime event prompts with A. The left stick will switch up control methods throughout each level. You'll go from running to flying to falling to driving a motorcycle to driving a car to riding a dragon. The vehicles are seemingly endless, and they'll keep you on your feet. If that sounds easy and boring, I promise it's not. Let's talk about scoring. Scoring's based on collectibles, QuickTime event timing, death, score multipliers, and simply looking as cool as possible. Collectibles will often require multiple playthroughs to get the muscle memory down for where to find the hidden hearts and diamonds. Diamonds are hidden throughout each stage, typically about 2 to 4 per stage. For QuickTime event timings, perfects are worth 250 points, goods are worth 100, and OKs are worth 50. There can be upwards of around 20 QuickTime events per stage, so you want to make sure you hit those perfects as often as possible by playing to the rhythm of the background song. The longer you stay alive and collect hearts, the higher your multiplier gets after each one. So for example, the first heart you collect will be worth 1 point. The second will be worth 2 points, all the way up to 250 points per heart, so don't die. Bonus points can be achieved by performing risky maneuvers, essentially riding really close to an obstacle. Put those burnout near miss skills to a trippy test. Each level is an original piece of electronic music with visuals that complement the audio in the same vein as something like Rez or Tetris Effect or Luminous. What's happening on screen is an amazing collage of colors, flashing lights, and psychedelic imagery that stops you from ever getting bored. Each level switches things up enough that it feels fresh, but not so much that you need a tutorial for how to play the new stage. The game isn't necessarily hard. When you crash or die, you're instantly teleported to a set part of the song, usually no more than 5 seconds back. Let's talk about the story. The story of the game is extremely metaphorical and up for interpretation, but you play as, let's name the main character, Sarah. Let's call her Sarah. That'll tie into my next review. Sarah went through a depression and became numb to love. Her heart broke. Now, I'm not that knowledgeable when it comes to tarot card readings, but the game takes her through something called the Fool's Journey, which is about growth as a person and overcoming depression. Collecting the tarot cards throughout the story is the goal. Tarot cards include the Dancing Devil, the Howling Moon, the Stereo Lovers, Hermit 64, and Little Death. So the Dancing Devils. The devils are wearing varsity jackets in a city with a school, with imagery indicative of overcoming what your peers think of you. Fighting them represents Sarah coming to terms with the fact that it doesn't matter what your peers think of you. Lyrically, the song Begin Again relates to this by being about cycles and suffering through the bad, because the good is worth it in the end. The Howling Moons. This tarot card's about confusion and unconsciousness. The imagery we have for the moon is a pack of wolves, which could represent a group of friends. The stage is about the struggles you face with depression and interacting with friends. The song Dead of Night plays in the background, which could be about feeling alone even when surrounded by the people who love you. The Stereo Lovers. This card's about harmony and envy, most likely about an ex who has a new relationship and the envy that comes with looking at their cute and perfect relationship. Beating the boss represents that Sarah doesn't need to focus on romantic relationships and that she should focus more on her relationship with herself. The song Mine is an incredibly possessive song and also represents these themes. Hermit 64. This card represents the inner guidance and the search for truth, as well as loneliness and isolation, which is represented through video games as a form of escapism. By the end of the stage, Sarah realizes she's focused too much on escapism rather than reality. The song in the background, The World We Knew, is about nostalgic feelings and how tiring it can be to climb out of a depression just to have to start it again shortly after. Little Death. This represents depression as a whole. Throughout the stage, you'll be fighting the boss and shooting and punching him way more than any other boss, signifying that you can't get over depression easily. It keeps coming back. Little Death uses the Hanged Man tarot card, which is about martyrdom and sacrifice. It could represent anything from burning bridges to suicidal thoughts. To fight this, Sarah uses Temperance, which is about the middle path and keeping the extremes in check. The Sun card is literally a stage hazard to Sarah, and the card represents success. The song Inside represents not being able to accept the success and joy of the sun. and feeling down and lonely when you don't want to. It's about being so down on yourself that you always hold back but you never let go. The Eye of Death and Wild Hearts Never Die. The big finale. You beat the little devil in the Eye of Death, signifying that Sarah has overcome her depression. But before this can happen, you go through one last battle with every boss, but with you in the opposing direction. The butterfly that became the Fool card becomes a dragon, signifying metamorphosis of Sarah from a butterfly to a dragon. Instead of fighting every boss, she kisses them. She's grown as a person and is no longer the depressed, violent fighter that she was at the start of her journey. So to sum it up, the devils. It's not her peers, but her anxiety and unwillingness to fight. The moon. It's the toxicity in her friends and her participation in that. The lovers. It's her envy and jealousy making her bitter. The hermit. It's her isolation and avoidance of the general public. The death. It's her apathy and everything that comes with depression. The game is about how all things will get better in time. Just like my YouTube channel. It's still early days, with this being only my second review, but I intend on aiming for weekly uploads. It would be super cool if you could help me get this channel going and hit that subscribe button. Honestly, I hope you liked the video. If you haven't played Sayonara Wild Hearts, I can't recommend it enough. It's on PC, Switch, PS4, and iOS. Thanks for watching.
Sayonara, Wild Heart.